So in this video I'll be talking about how to zero your vices. We'll be zeroing both of these vices and for use with multiple work coordinate systems. First step, you're going to put in your edge finder. We use a electronic edge finder since our router only goes down to 10,000 RPM, which is way too high to use with like a wiggler. And one thing that's might be the case for your machine as well is that on our machine there's no continuity between the base of the edge finder and the vise here, so we actually have to hold a wire from the vise to the top here so that it actually lights up when it touches off on the vise. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to turn your jog speed down 1%. To access your jog menu, you just hit the tab button and then change that to 1%. This makes it so that the machine is slow enough so that you can properly zero. So the first surface we're going to do first is this x-axis right here. So first thing, you want to make sure that surface is clean, and then you want to move down and get close, and you just want to keep tapping that arrow key to move over until it lights up. There we go. See it lit up. Here's not lit up, and here's lit up. Lit up means it's touching the surface, which is 0. So then you're going to head over to Mach 3. And you're gonna hit, this is the x-axis, so we just hit 0x. Then you're gonna zero the y-axis. And we'll go up, over, and just like before, make sure the surface is clean, and use the jog speed to get sort of close, and then you just slowly jog over until it touches it. Right there, it's lit up, which means it's zeroed. And so we're gonna hit 0y again. Now, since the edge finder has a thickness here of 0.2 on the tip, you're gonna need to offset it in order for the actual 0 on the corner here. So what you're gonna wanna do is head over to the MDI terminal, and for our machine, we're gonna need X. We're gonna move that negative 0.1, and then, so you hit enter, and he moves X to negative 0.1, as you can see right here. And then Y, we're gonna move that to positive 0.1. Now you just wanna make sure on your machine to check the directions of the axes. But here we go, press Y, 0.1, hit enter, and it moves over. And then we're gonna come back here and we're gonna wanna zero. We're gonna wanna zero the X and the Y. So now, if I move down a tiny bit over here, you'll be able to see that this is now at the actual 0. And the next step we're doing is we're going to zero to the other vise. So we're going to use the G54 and G55 to use the second 0. So you're going to come over on Mach 3, you go to MDI terminal again, and you're going to select your work offset, you want to select 2. So this is going to be G55. And then we're going to do the same process over again. So once you have your vices zeroed, you're going to put in the part. These are the two like 6-inch pieces. So what we use is, we actually don't know what size thread this is, but preferably you would have a little plate here and then screw it in here, but we don't, unfortunately, so we just use the flat of parallel to line it up there. Push the vise tight and just clamp it down. And since we zeroed to this corner, well actually not this corner yet, we just the X here, and then X here, and then Y here. So just make sure it's flat flush with the vise, and then we do it for the other one as well. Okay, so we're going to want to zero the Z to each individual tube as well. So we're going to do our G54 work offset, which is our first one. So in your MDI terminal, you want to put in work offset 1, and then you're just gonna, just like with the plates, you're gonna just tap off just gently tap off the tip of that. Just like that, and then 0Z. Just like you zeroed the other axes, and then you're gonna want to switch your work offset to number 2 over here, just like before when you did the other zeros. Go up and zero to the other 2. So that's your work offset 20. And then you can just double check by switching between your work offsets just to verify that all your zeros are correct. And now when you run the program, it will do, if you're using multiple tools, it'll do, you can order by tool so that it'll do this first tool right here. In this tool path is a 316 unknown. Actually, the entire tool path is with this, so it'll just do this tube and then this tube. So over here, like with the other programs, you're gonna just load your G code. So it's this program right here, and just hit start. Turn the spin on.